Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I filmed a video for you guys. I feel really bad actually, but I took a 2-week break from filming and uploading videos. I hope you guys don't mind, but basically everything was just getting completely on top of me with like trying to run the house, looking after 4 kids, 6 dogs. You know the drill. And then I wasn't getting a whole lot of sleep on top of that, so it just all kind of caught up with me and I just needed to take that break. Bless you. But I am back and I'm here with Andrea, who's looking very handsome. He's wearing an actual outfit today and he's wearing pink polo shirt and some black tracky bottoms. These are both from River Island actually, and they were from Annie. Annie works for Benefit and came with me to San Francisco that time with Alessia when she was just like 3 months. So Andrea turned 2 months today, which is why we're filming his update. I actually go to get him weighed tomorrow from the health visitor, so I probably should have waited until tomorrow just because I would have all his like updated stats and stuff, but today worked out to film, so plus it's his actual 2-month birthday. But he is so big. I know I probably say this in every single video, but he just is massive, especially compared to Alessia. You gonna give a smile? You gonna give a smile? He can see himself in all the mirrors. On camera right now, I would say he looks blonde, but at the back, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Yeah, it doesn't come up as much on camera, but in real life, at the back, he's still very red, and he also has a little bit of ginge in his eyebrows. His eyebrows have a bit of a ginger tinge, so I don't know what way he's gonna go. I'm still kind of waiting to find out. Again, he doesn't really have a lot of hair anyway, so you can't really tell. His eyes are still blue. He has big blue eyes. I love his eyes. I think it's just so cool to have 2 brown, 2 blue for now anyway. Obviously things could change. A lot of people think that he looks the most like Jonathan, and I would have to agree. I know some people are divided, like other people think he's the image of me, but to me personally, like when I see pictures of him especially, I just see Jonathan's face. Like that is what I see. In real life, it's harder for me to really tell. I just think he looks like himself. But definitely, like I've seen a few pictures where I've just been like, whoa, that is so Jonathan. So I don't know. Obviously, there's still a lot of time to tell because he is only 2 months old and they change so much in the first year. Like I even look back on Alessia's videos from her first year and I'm just like, whoa, she was so different to how she is now. I'm actually planning on filming her 18-month update soon because she turned 18 months recently and she has changed a great deal since our last video together at 12 months. Back to Andrea. He's doing really, really well. I cannot stress enough how much of a chilled out baby he is. Like he's just very, very chill. He always has been. That doesn't seem to have changed. I can literally hand him to anybody and he will be fine. Whereas Alessia was very fussy with who held her and she generally wanted it to be me, especially in the first year. She really was attached to me. Whereas Andrea, as much as I'm doing everything the same, like I'm breastfeeding him, he's sleeping in my room, like everything is exactly the same with all 4 kids, pretty much, give or take a few things. And he just seems to be so different in that respect. Like he doesn't care who holds him. Jonathan can take him for quite long periods of time and he will be okay. I'm still exclusively breastfeeding. If you guys have followed any of my other updates, you'll know that I do this for 12 months for their first year. And this time around, the only thing that I've done different is that I haven't been pumping. With Alessia, I did pump because I just thought that I would try it out. I actually didn't with the first 2, and I thought with Alessia, because I was busy with a lot of like work things, I thought it would be good to have a stash of milk and bottles in the fridge. And I spent so long pumping and it was so time consuming. I really didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it very much at all. It took a lot of time out of my day, and after all of that pumping and all of that effort, she started refusing the bottle like pretty early on. Actually, she took it for like maybe a few weeks or like a week or 2 and then just randomly stopped and would not go back to it. So I decided this time that I wasn't even going to bother pumping and I'm just going to take him with me. Even if I do have work stuff, I'm just going to take him with me everywhere. He's my last baby, so I don't really care about things like that. And that's pretty much what I did with all of them actually, including Alessia. She came to San Francisco with me, like I mentioned. So I didn't end up using a lot of the stash, and a lot of it actually got wasted because she wouldn't take it. So I decided not to do that this year. I feed him on demand, so I don't really know how often he feeds. I do know that he's in more of a routine when it comes to like his nap times though. So right now, as of today, he takes 3 naps a day. He takes the first one so he wakes up at 7 in the morning, or I usually wake him at 7 in the morning. That's when I tend to start the day. I started at 7 and then ended at 7 for the babies. He has his first nap at 9 and he naps 9 to 10, so for about an hour, sometimes a little bit less, just depends on how tired he is really. And at the moment, that's usually when I do my workout. So I have a postpartum workout routine. Then he wakes up at 10. I feed him, play with him, change him, do all the normal baby stuff. And then I put him down again at around half 11 or 12. It's kind of moving, it was half 11 and now it's kind of moving towards noon, towards 12. Alessia actually still sleeps 12:30 to 2:30. So it works out because he generally will sleep 12 or 11:30 till 2. So they are napping together in the afternoon, which is amazing. I'm filming this a bit later, so he has had his nap and she has had her nap. Oh, okay, it's like a constant flow of spit up. So they've both had their nap already, but it's just, it frees up that time in the afternoon where I know that I can actually have it to myself and I can get things done around the house usually, or if I need to get work done, or if I need to make school lunches or whatever it is that I need to do, I can get it done during that period. And I love that, just knowing that I have that. And then he still goes down for about either an hour to half an hour. I'm trying to cut it down to half an hour in the evening or like the late afternoon, so around 4:30 to 5. Sometimes it is 4 to 5 just because he just can't make it. And then I wake him at 5, bath him at 6, and he's in bed having his last feed at 7. If you know anything about me, again, you'll know that I do this thing where I wake up my babies at 10 o'clock in the evening for a dream feed, and that's how I ensure that they sleep through the night pretty early on. So he has been sleeping through the night for about 2 weeks now, give or take maybe 1 or 2 days, but generally speaking he has been sleeping through the night and it has been amazing. So I feed him, I wake him up at 10, feed him like a dream feed, change him. I think he's getting hungry. The key to the dream feed is not to talk to them or wake them up a lot. So like I obviously change his nappy because I just like him to be comfortable when he goes down for his long sleep. But I will change his nappy and I just will try not to make, it sounds bad, like try not to make eye contact, but I'll try just not to talk to him. He usually has his eyes closed anyway, but I try and I have the lights really low, dimmed. I usually have the lights off and then put a light on in the landing, and that just really helps to not wake him up completely. And then I'll feed him in my bed, put him back down, and touch wood, he sleeps through the night. So that has been absolutely a lifesaver to me. Like I feel like I don't feel like a zombie anymore. I actually feel like I can accomplish things in my day and I'm not just going around with like bags under my eye. I mean, I still have bags under my eyes, but you know what I mean? Like I feel like a real person again, and I feel like I'm getting myself back. In terms of sizes, he's wearing a size 2 nappy. And then for clothing, he's in 3 to 6 month clothes now. So he can probably squeeze into 0 to 3 month vests. They're getting really tight, but he can still squeeze into a few of those. But in general, he's in 3 to 6 month stuff. I actually have a pile of newborn stuff still by the door that I need to get rid of. Like, not get rid of, I'm not gonna completely get rid of, but I need to put it in storage, and that just makes me really sad. In terms of like milestones and stuff like that, he has been smiling loads. I love that smiling stage where they just learn how to like move their face muscles and they react. He is reacting to his hands now. I think he's kind of finding his hands slowly. He will reach out and grab things. I don't think it's intentional though. I think it's like kind of by accident almost. But then once he grabs onto something, he just does not want to let go. Like his grip is really strong. So that's something that Alessia has found a little bit challenging because she generally does love him to death. But because he's becoming a little bit more active and he's able to reach out and grab her, she doesn't really like that very much. She tends to scream if he does it. He loves his swing. He loves looking up at his little toys, reaching out. He likes to reach out with his hand and just look at his hand, like move it around and look at it, and I just think it's the cutest thing. So that's kind of what he's been doing lately. He definitely reacts more to sound. He actually doesn't like loud noises a lot, right? I've just noticed this recently. The dogs all started barking like all of a sudden the other day, and he started crying, and then I think one of us was shouting at the weekend sometime. One of us started shouting, I think it might have been me, and he started crying, and I was like, oh god, sorry. So he's definitely reacting more to sounds, to his surroundings. I think he can see a lot better now. He can see when people are a bigger distance away from him. He hasn't rolled over yet. I'm still kind of waiting for that one, but I did have an instance when he was in his bed and he was actually crying and kind of moving around a lot. And then when one of us went to check on him, he was asleep, but he was completely flipped the other way around and totally in a different position to what he had been put down in. Like, I think he was flipped the opposite way around. His head was where his feet should be, and he looked completely different. With regards to me, at 2 months postpartum, I went to get my 6-week check 2.5 weeks ago, and my obstetrician said that I have a 3-finger gap in my tummy. So I've got the Diastisis Recti, and it is 3-finger width gap. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically where your ab or your tummy muscles separate. And I had it last time, it wasn't as bad. I think it was about 2 fingers, and this time it's got worse. So I am doing some exercises, which I will show you guys on Friday, to kind of fix that and bring it back together. And then he said my pelvic floor was very weak, which I later found out because I went to an osteopath, that the problem was with my pelvis, and that was why my pelvic floor was so weak. So I had been doing pelvic floor exercises all along, and I felt like I was being really good and keeping up with them really well, but apparently it didn't matter because my pelvis was screwed after this baby. So Andrea basically was back to back my whole pregnancy, and he shifted my pelvis. So on the right side, it was leaning forward. It still is a little bit. And it was just because of his position. And then also the labor was like a little bit longer. It was just his position, and also the fact that he was bigger. He was like my biggest baby. So that obviously had a lot to do with it. I did go to an osteopath because at 5 weeks postpartum, I started experiencing really bad, terrible, in fact, excruciating at times, back pain. I think I kind of just brushed it over a little bit. I'm just the type of person that I don't like to complain, and I kind of just keep going even if things are painful. And I think that was probably a mistake, because it did get worse before it got better. It got so bad at one point that I would just cry in my bed to my husband, to Jonathan, and he was like, you need to go and get this checked. I thought it was sciatica in the beginning because it was on one side, like in my right side, like lower back and bum area. But after I went to the osteopath, she told me that my pelvis was like basically mangled, and that it needed to be not put back together, but it needed to be kind of clicked back together. So I've been going to regular osteopath appointments to have this fixed. It has improved so much from where it actually was. I mean, I was walking with a limp. I was in so much pain. I couldn't get in and out of cars properly. And now I understand why, because it was obviously my pelvis. So I feel like my recovery was really good up until 5 weeks. And then at 5 weeks, everything just kind of hit the fan. I mean, I'm generally the kind of person as well to like run up and down our stairs. We have 3 flights of stairs in our house. 4 if you include the basement. And I would always run up and down them. I'm quite an active person, and I was going for my walks and everything. And then all of a sudden I had a limp and I couldn't do that anymore. I was like basically crawling up the stairs because it was so painful. And getting in and out of bed as well was just really not good. So I am getting it sorted out right now. So it has got a lot better, but it was eye-opening. Like, I never thought that would happen to me. I've never had a bad back. I've never had back problems. The osteopath said as well that my pelvis was quite narrow, and that for the weight that he was, like, I know he wasn't a huge baby compared to some, but for the size of my pelvis, that was a lot for me to push out, especially with his back-to-back position. So she also said, which was good, that my body, like my muscles and my back and everything, that it heals well, so it reacts really well to whatever she was doing to it. She said the muscle tissue and everything was very springy, so that was a good thing. Obviously, in terms of weight loss, so I have been doing a postpartum workout routine, which I talked about and which I will be sharing with you on Friday. That is a 7-minute routine. I've been doing it 5 days a week, and I usually repeat the routine 2 other times, so that makes it obviously longer. It's perfect for if you have diastasis recti, or if you have a bad back like I did in the beginning, or if you are obviously postpartum and you need to take it easy. It's a good kind of introductory workout, so it's nothing too strenuous. It's not like my really high intensity HIIT workouts. Since then, I have lost a little bit more weight. Again, it's so slow because I'm not dieting and I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm just kind of eating every 2 hours, and I'm breastfeeding, so I'm really hungry as well. So it's been a really slow, steady weight loss, and I am now, I think, 2 kilos away from like my pre-pregnancy weight. So like what I was before any babies. I know I mentioned that I got back to pre-pregnancy weight, like pre-4th pregnancy weight, but I'm talking like before any babies, like before baby number 1. My body composition is not what it used to be, and I still have this diastasis recti, so my stomach is nowhere near completely flat for that reason, and it probably won't be for a long time, if I'm honest. The exercises that Lucy has me doing for abs are very, very gentle and slow, and you really have to work from like the inner muscles out, if that makes sense. So I will show you guys what my tummy looks like. I am wearing high-waisted jeans though, so you're not going to be able to see a lot, but I'll show you what it looks like for 2 months postpartum. Okay, so like I said, these are very high-waisted, so I will unzip just to kind of give you guys a better idea, otherwise you won't be able to see anything at all. So that's what the tummy looks like for 2 months postpartum. You can see there's still loose skin, which it's really just more so loose skin than stretch marks. I know, I'm coming. From the other side. And from the front again. Okay. So that is everything for our 2-month update. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm going to be back to posting 3 times a week now. So I upload Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays again. He's getting really upset. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe for more. And I will talk to you guys in my next one. Bye.